Ladies and gentlemen, as we navigate through an era of escalating geopolitical tensions and economic turbulence, it's essential to examine the patterns and historical precedents that might illuminate our current trajectory. Today, the United States grapples with a significant debt-to-GDP ratio of over 122%, reminiscent of other historical hegemonies in their waning days. This brings to mind the post-World War II British Empire, whose global influence dwindled under the weight of unsustainable economic burdens and geopolitical overextension. In the aftermath of World War II, Britain, once the world's preeminent superpower, found itself economically depleted and unable to maintain its vast empire. Similarly, the United States, after decades of military engagements and economic commitments, faces a parallel challenge. The fiscal strain from extensive military support to allies and participation in global conflicts mirrors Britain's post-war economic predicament. The British experience shows us that even the most powerful empires can falter under economic pressure and geopolitical strain. The Roman Empire, too, offers a poignant lesson. In its later years, Rome struggled with continuous military expenditures, political instability, and fractured economy, leading to its eventual decline. The US today is similarly entangled in numerous global conflicts, from tensions with China and Russia to commitments in the Middle East, stretching its resources thin. Amidst these historical echoes, we witness a significant shift in the global economic landscape. Major economies in the global south are beginning to recalibrate their allegiances and alliances and economic policies, moving away from the traditional influence of the United States. This realignment is evidenced by the rise of economic blocs like BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which are seeking to establish a more multipolar world order. China, for instance, has been at the forefront of this shift, leveraging its Belt and Road Initiative to extend its economic reach across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. This initiative not only challenges US economic influence, but also provides an alternative model of development and investment for many countries in the global south. Similarly, India has been enhancing its strategic partnerships with other BRICS nations and expanding its economic footprint in Africa and the Middle East. Russia, despite facing sanctions and economic pressures from the West, continues to foster economic ties with China and other Asian nations, creating a counterbalance to US dominance. The collective economic power of these nations is gradually reshaping global trade patterns and reducing dependency on US-led financial systems. Furthermore, countries like Brazil and South Africa are exploring diversified trade partnerships and investments, reducing their economic reliance on the US and its allies. This shift is not just economic, but also geopolitical, as these nations seek to assert greater autonomy in their foreign policies. In the midst of these shifts, the 2024 US presidential election further complicates the landscape. With two weak leaders vying for the presidency, the political instability adds to the nation's woes. The fierce lobbying influences that have long shaped US policy are now exacerbating the situation, creating an environment of uncertainty and inefficiency in the governance. This political instability, combined with economic strain, mirrors the decline of past hegemonies. where internal discord and ineffective leadership accelerated their downfall. As we draw parallels with historical precedents, it's crucial to recognize that the dynamics of global power are continually evolving. The United States, like previous hegemons, must adapt to these changes by addressing its economic challenges and redefining its global strategy. Failure to do so could hasten a decline similar to that of the British Empire, making for a new era of multipolarity driven by the emerging economies of the Global South. In conclusion, the lessons of history are clear. Economic overextension, political instability, and geopolitical entanglements have historically precipitated the decline of great powers. Today, as the United States faces mounting debt, increasing global commitments, and political instability, it must navigate these challenges with foresight and adaptability. Simultaneously, the rise of the Global South marks a pivotal shift in the international order, heralding a future where economic influence is more evenly distributed across the globe. I am here today on the banks of South Perth. Behind me, you see the background of the South Perth Pier. Stay safe, everyone.